Like, never like, never like, never like.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you are new here, my name's Arena and welcome. I hope you enjoy my video, and if you do, please don't forget to give me that thumbs up, share and subscribe. And today's video is going to be a short and sweet one, and it's about what we say to ourselves. And the main point to this conversation is to say that every single thing you say to yourself, every word you speak out loud, and every thought that you're thinking and you can like consciously hear yourself say, or even unconsciously, and even like habit things that we tell ourselves in our mind, they create our life. And the one thing I wanted to say and make everybody aware today, and I have to constantly make myself aware of this, is that every word that comes out of my mind and every thought that I think is a manifestation. So I sometimes catch myself saying or having thoughts or even saying words out loud that minimize my power in a situation or somehow undermine my ability to do things or to believe in myself. And it's so important that I monitor what I'm saying and how I'm expressing myself, because something as simple as saying I'm not very good at this is already limiting, and it's already going to put me in a different kind of like energetic space than if I said I can figure this out. You know, that those two kind of phrases feel very, very different, and the energy and the behavior that will follow that sort of thinking or those sort of words is going to be quite different. If I say I can figure this out, it means I'm going to go about figuring it out. If I say I'm not good at this, it already puts me in a weaker state of mind, a weaker position in my own life. So I remember a really long time I read a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I think that's how you say his name. And one of the things, I'm sure it was that book that got me to do this. This is years and years back, but it got me thinking about the thoughts that I have. And around that time when I was reading that book, I started to journal. And because I was in a low place in my life and there was a lot of things going on that I was very unhappy with, I started to write down everything I was saying, feeling, experiencing. And I remember being at work and having a difficult patient, and I remember treating this person, and in my mind I remember spending the most of that appointment thinking that I wasn't good at my job, and I almost like wasn't present in that appointment, even though, you know, I was very good at my job and I did the treatment and everything. But inside my mind, the whole appointment, I was beating myself up, and I was blaming myself for the fact that that patient wasn't coping well or wasn't friendly. And I just remember spending the whole appointment in my head berating myself essentially. And then at the end of that appointment, the patient got up and they were the nicest to me, and they were like, I'm so sorry. I know I always come in, you know, quite upset and quite anxious. So it's not, I don't mean to be rude. You are wonderful. It's just I get very, very nervous before I have an appointment, before I come to the dentist. And that was such a big moment for me, because I had been punishing myself in my mind for something that wasn't even true, for something that wasn't even real, for something that was totally my own imagination. And I realized that, and I journaled about this and I wrote it down. And I remember thinking after that there was a lot of thoughts that were very negative and that were doing me a lot of harm. And I started to journal a lot of the things that I was saying to myself, and I came to the conclusion that I was very, very hard on myself. And so the words and the way I was feeling because of the way I was speaking to myself was very negative, and it was creating an environment in my own mind and in the outside world for me that was very unfavorable, and I was very unhappy at that time. And I wanted to mention this story because I'm not perfect now, and there are still days and there are still times where I'm not feeling great, or I'm having a stressful week, and I still have to be proactive and mindful of the things that I say. And I was with a friend the other week, and I said something and she was like, don't say that, say a different way, because she's very much like myself. She knows that everything we speak has got an impact on the way we feel and what we kind of manifest in the world. So I was so thankful that she said this to me, but it made me realize, I'm not perfect, obviously, but we do this a lot without even realizing it. And a key thing I would say is, if you want to find out how you kind of manifest and the sort of things that you're manifesting, it's worth journaling and really looking at what you say to yourself and the language that you use, and starting to be mindful of the words that are coming out of your mouth. So if you're saying things like, well, I'm always late, or like I said, I'm not good at this, or I couldn't do that, if you're saying those sort of things to yourself, you're limiting yourself all the time, and that will never help you build the courage, let's say, as well, to go for something or to do something. It will always make you feel like you're not good enough, because really and truly, everything, every thought and every word is a manifestation. It's like a self-hypnosis. Everything we say to ourselves, we become, or we bring to ourselves, because of the energy we're putting on, because of the behavior that then follows. So this is really, really key in life. I feel like if you're not getting the results you want, it's also worth looking back at yourself and seeing, am I giving myself the encouragement, and am I giving myself that push, and am I giving myself that, everything I need to be able to step into the person that would achieve the thing that I want to achieve. So yeah, I hope that's helped, and I hope that was interesting, because I thought about it and I was like, yes, I need to mention this. Thank you again for watching. I hope you found that useful and interesting, and please chat in the comments if you've got anything that you might have spotted you say to yourself, or if you've got any good tips to change the way you talk to yourself or the way you think. And I definitely recommend that book, The Power of Now. That book truly changed my life. This is when I was 29. It's quite a few years back now. Incredible book. So I recommend anybody that hasn't read it, please do yourself a favor. You can obviously get it on Audible if you're driving, if you're traveling quite a lot. Nice and easy way to listen to that. I have also popped the link below. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one.